one of their weakest maps, Lotus. Remember, they stole the homework of Sentinels to shore up Pearl. And so can SEN fend off the copycat comp?
We got to see learnings from SEN. Off the back of that defeat, I mean, it was brutal when they played against DRX. Everything was going wrong for them.
Pretty much the same pistol round. And here's that TP.
And here it is, an adjustment already. John dominates the angle and the smoke on top of it. The anchoring is tested. But it's Zelsis and John side by side, shoulder to shoulder, make short work of Team Liquid.
It is crazy for Team Liquid to try to run the Mako double TP.
The exact same play.
The exact same play. You know that SEN have looked at that in the VOD review and gone, well, we're never going to let that happen to us again.
Yeah. Team Liquid going back to the old walkabouts, but Nats is cleaned up momentarily, and it leaves it just to Paddy Tech in a 1v4. An open side over towards A, might be able to get a plan, but
possibly
past that point.
Seen magic from him before at international events on this map. Pulling out low HP, insane clutches. This one, though, I think a stretch too far as soon as the door opens as well. They even have a flash to try to slow him down. It's going to be difficult for Paddy to do anything other than just get the plant here and get some extra money for the team.
I think he's going for it. He's trying to force the fight nice and early here, and Zekken does want to square up, takes his head clean off. That's Sentinels of a strong beginning here. Pistol round win on Lotus. We're already seeing adjustments from the last time they played Lotus against DRX. Exact same comps as you already mentioned as well.
Yeah, and the idea here is that you go for the teleport and then use the stun to be able to TP into the back corner. Mako did it twice, actually. Once on the bonus and once later on in a rifle round as well. SEN super ready for it this time. I'll give credit at least to Team Liquid. At least they didn't do it on a bonus. They did it on a pistol. They tried to make it slightly different. But you're going to have to wake up a little earlier than that to catch SEN.
All missiles away.
Good chance to set the tone, I think, for Lotus for Sentinels. All grouped up, though. Pack mentality from Team Liquid. Will hopefully get a plant down onto B. That's what they're going to be wishing for. John catches that contact. Bullet to the head, too, but too much damage. Hold on. They're just swarming themselves in as well and out and through, potentially. Taking control of Ordus extremities in the lanes here. Paddy wants to try and take a fight. Tango up top, but no, Snakebite pushing them back, and a little bit of unawareness there. John is getting caught lacking. Lance down. Sentinels are going to try and do this one with a bit of discipline. Cleanly at that. Damage is done to a variety of them, but that's just taking back and control of Heaven, perched up, and he's now got a Bulldog in their hands along with that Outlaw. Difficult spot, though, still for Team Liquid themselves. They need kills. And they're leaving it just to Nats in a 1v2. That's a safe defuse from the rate. He knows he's got that peace of mind.
But that's an astoundingly expensive conversion. It's not like Team Liquid forced into that one. But SEN only managed to keep an Outlaw and a Bulldog going forwards. It's not going to be the best bonus in the world. They were pushed there, and one of the reasons they were pushed is because Zelsis either forgot or didn't get the comm to pop the Thorns as they were going through into B. Normally, you want that Thorns to be popped, and that should shut down, basically, an eco rush like that. I mean, look at how bad this bonus is.
Yeah, just Sheriffs and a Ghost, right? To supplement the 2 weapons they're able to save as well in a rubble fight. Nice and early. See it now. Sees out through the back. Along the Snakebite, they just shoved absolutely everything into the fray, and the salvos, well, they just clean up Zekken like that. Smoked through as well, a bit of spam alongside it. Team Liquid happy to oblige and partake in the bloodbath. Here's the rate here, an off angle. He's got to try and make a play here, but what can you do against the rifles? Not too much. Folds with ease. Leaving it just down to Zelsis here. It's inevitable at this point for Team Liquid.
SEN couldn't really put up too much resistance. And there was a chance if the Season 8 had caught perfectly onto Kiko, maybe they could have snowballed it forwards. Zelsis not able to land the shot there onto a player that would have gone down in a single bullet. But you don't want to keep the Outlaw either.
No. Being hunted down. And he's spotted out. So flawless here from Liquid.
Nat's the closest to ult, though. So you're not at a danger necessarily of a large ult snowball forming off the back of that bad bonus. See here, the rubble fight. Now, if you think about how DRX played this composition that Team Liquid have stolen, they actually didn't opt into rubble fights very often. It was Hyunmin that went over there with his teleport, with his gate crash, to try to bait out trap plays and then escape. It looks like Liquid are opting more into it. I wouldn't have said, honestly, that this would be too successful. You see that gate crash going all the way over to the door.
Second just trying to use the cover of his own smoke as well. Gate crash, as you mentioned as well, so Hammer's making sure to cut up all the available angles. And Sen happy to concede up the space over towards A Rubble. Meanwhile, Nats, peekaboo. No player's going to be meeting eye to eye with him. Still, doors opened wide, and that does apply a bit of pressure now to Sentinels.
Paranoia already used as well. Bang was often trying to hold on to that one to re-clear through tree, but this time invested it in the rubble fight. So how do you root Paditek and Camo out of this spot? Camo has no escape hatch. Bang and Narrate are thinking about recontesting. There's 4 players over here, but what's the go button?
Doors opened again. There's a flash into the face of a few of these players. Caesar's narrowly dodged and juked as well. Meanwhile, fight taken, but Johnny's got way too much to overcome into that spot, and full evacuation. Team Liquid, they got 5 players surviving, holding their ground for now, but now again, okay, so a bit more proactivity from Sentinels.
Nats could find the timing on the lurk. He's realized there's no thorns here, obviously no wall as well. No vice wall, I suppose I should say. And he's taken deep information. Sen know that this is a possibility, but do they think about Nats being quite this deep?
30 seconds
Being very
left.
cautious themselves. A lot of contact plays. Make sure that they can hold all the angles. Adjusting to the side of the smoke, and Bang sniffs that something's up. Can tell that there's something odd about this situation. They know that Heaven's not going to be cleared out. Sen themselves grouping up now for the retake. Now, it's explosive at that. Team Liquid looking to try and dominate this one angle up through Heaven as well. If they can take away this space, it makes it that much harder. But Sentinels just paving a way across the site. They've managed to get themselves access to it, and Kiko just dropped onto 10 HP in a dream, yet still. Dreams might be made manifest, not quite. Falls in the end there, so Sentinels showcasing much better discipline this time around.
And crucially, winning important duels. That's another thing that was going wrong for them in the game against DRX. DRX were on fire. Individuals, like Hyunmin, for example, who we've already talked about, were sparking Sen out. In this round, Narrate hits 2 big kills. Managed to take down Camo, then Kamek. And even that fight that we were watching up in Heaven, even though Bang got pressured in a 2v1, he still managed to take Nats with him. So important duels going the way of Sen to put them on the board in a retake over at B. Here's another rubble contest from Team Liquid. Currently not playing the composition, apart from the pistol round, in the same way that we saw from DRX.
All eyes. There won't be any contestation though from Sentinels. Happy to give it up. Thorns with a reveal. That's a bit of spam through the wall on top of it. Bang with the Guardian in hand.
Gate crash broken as well, Bren, so Camo doesn't have an ability to go deep into tree. And Bang saved the Paranoia this time, so they've saved quite a bit of util to go for maybe a re-clear over at Rubble, but the personnel isn't necessarily there.
It's going to be challenged though, potentially. This is all in, very much so. Drones to lead the charge. Gate crashing to the back. And where's that all going? Onto the top of the box! Blind as anything, and Bang just couldn't stand the test.
I mean, Bang heard the ultimate, but he must have assumed that it was in pit instead of being on top of the box, right behind it.
Yeah, a bit of confusion there. Here, Team Liquid. Don't give up any sort of space whatsoever. Look at that, Neurofet reveals all Zekken. Just lit up, and now rolling thunder right into Spawn. Try and hold your ground down, but stunned up once more. Camo is taking liberties and taking names.
My ult's ready.
Liquid dominating over towards A right now. We're not seeing Sentinels be able to win rubble duels against them. We're not seeing Sentinels be able to go for re-clears. They're playing passive, reactive, and they're not coming up with the right moves at the right time.
I mean, Bang was smoking there as well. That's why he wasn't really aware of the ult coming up behind him.
Like I say, though, he should have been able to hear. You know, LAN is different in terms of the noise cues. It's possible. Loud crowd, loud white noise in your ears. Possibly missed that. But throughout this map, and the previous one played by Sen against DRX, I just haven't been a fan of Sen's ideas on the defense. This is new, though. This is an idea.
And it's very all in, but already you've seen a dimensional drift and maybe getting a bit of value indeed. It's a fault line. Just playing, pop the targets, pop the heads if you can with the rifles. Wait a second,
Stop second.
Yeah, got his head on it. Drop down to just 61 health, though. We'll have to concede a bit of this space here. Team Liquid, full access onto the site. Man down on top of it. No real weaponry for Sentinels to work with. Maybe if they get a pick, they could think about offloading Celsius' ult, but very unlikely.
Yeah, getting back in here is going to be more difficult in a couple seconds. Kiko with the smoke. They already have a trip down. He's not going to go for it, actually. He just wants to keep rifle out.
Sentinels have walked up most of the way here.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
Destroyed.
All fall anyway, so 4 surviving from Liquid. Now, Bank is starting to boom.
And in terms of these rifle rounds, it's been remarkably one-sided, and Sentinels are struggling. This is not the same dominant Sentinels that we saw at the start of last year. The one that won kickoff, came into Madrid, storming forwards. They've actually, if we're being real, I think SEN have only played 2 great matches all year. They win against MIBR and then they lost, actually, in the grand finals to G2. They were playing some really good Valorant. Before that, they weren't happy with their performance, even though they were winning quite a bit. And after that, at this event, they haven't been a rough game plan for them at this tournament on Lotus.
Haven't switched it up too much compared to when they played against DRX, but
this time they're just like, okay, let's just try to stack 4 players and win a fight over here with ults.
and actually just try and brute force it. Camo squares up. That head-to-head between the superstars, though. It's all Zekken.
And that's a massive first pick. They've stopped Team Liquid taking rebel control, and now SEN can kind of sit back. This is the spot where you're happier playing a bit more passively.
You have the player advantage. Leaves the impetus on to Team Liquid to make the moves here. Nats is calling some sort of play, grouped up over towards B main.
He's realized that he's been able to find a timing into B in a prior round.
It's fake pressure from Team Liquid over towards C at the exact same time. There's no recipients from SEN, so they're not going to be calling this. The idea was to show a bit of misinformation, but now the door's open wide.
And Nats has actually spotted Zelsis over towards B, pinged out his location, and they're thinking it'll be easier to exec C if the site anchor isn't there. It's possible that John could be here. Sometimes they do have the Viper anchoring. We're going to see a double dive.
Yeah, okay. TP up onto the box on top of it. Kamek. Hold up. Wall. Double jump over. So full committal now by Liquid. Thorns have popped off a little bit prior, and Nats is going walkabout. This guy! Oh my! Happy to find the gaps in the defensive plays by SEN.
Oh my god, and they're going for the contact walk through waterfalls. Zelsis has no idea. He's
Not
about to get
a clue!
That's masterful calling from Nats.
And this is what they do best. Team Liquid putting a squeeze onto you now as well. So many unknowns circulating around Sentinel's minds. The plan's down. Still, no one's ready for the Heaven Peak himself. Bang! Straight back at you. Now disadvantage to Team Liquid.
One enemy remaining.
Backs to Zekken. Nats left alone. With only 33 health to do it in a 1v2. There's a nade to dodge, and Duke 1 HP can't find a fair fight.
What a hero Bang is there. Gets the 2 kills that open up the round completely and allow Zekken to get the timing and finish the round out. But it's Bang put in a tough spot, delivering exactly when his team needs it to put Sentinels ahead. That round, from a macro perspective, was all Team Liquid. I guess apart from the rubble fight at the beginning, because that really was Zekken being able to get the better end over Camo, set them up in a nice defensive position. But after that, you saw Nats mid-rounding beautifully. And it felt like it was Liquid's to win. Sentinels still have 5 ultimates. Huge benefit that they didn't actually even have to use any there.
Saving them for a rainy day, apparently.
Might be raining right about now.
Yeah, it's a lot of presents. Team Liquid grouped up here. There's no pushback, not from Sentinels. They're happy to play this one a bit more passively with this Nightfall. It's primed and ready. Paranoia at that, but who's going to be playing off of this? That's my question. Nightfall coming through as well. There's a drone in the face, though. You're suppressed up. It's still Decay. Maybe kick it in on top of it. It's a showstopper. Where the hell are you sending that one to? The moon? Paddy, he's got 2. And tipped out with the rifles. Kiko Kamek making short work of these Sentinels players. Zelsis 1v3. He's had a difficult time of things recently. Trying to anchor, play this vice position and roll. Ups and downs in terms of his performance, but now he's left to do it all. Discipline, name of the game here for Liquid. Look at him. Not going to give him absolutely anything here. Paranoia's.
He's going to
always here. There's a steel guard and committed, but there's salvers in your face. There's a flash in your face. Kitchen sink's going to be coming next. Best of luck to you. Because again, no open fight, Team Liquid. There's no mistakes here with the way that they're playing. Double face up into heaven.
He's throwing good money after bad there. That ultimate towards the end is almost never going to get you the win in the 1v3. They've just got perfect control over the site. They still have util to be able to use. And when you combine that with Zekken's ultimate, which, as you said, went into orbit, when he was trying to punish the player, he sees that A little flare towards the back. He's trying to get a bit of splash damage on somebody at back rubble, but it looks very silly, doesn't it? And there's the war chest expended. 3 big ultimates. Nightfall, Showstopper, Steel Garden, gone for naught.
Just missing links, I think, into the play that SEN were trying to go for. As you said, bit of a refight. Hold the phone. Second go for that peek and Camo. You're brave to get back posted onto the angle. DTT by Bang, yeah. Didn't even hear that one. So happy to pluck Camo out of the picture here. And Team Liquid left scrambling, all grouped up. They don't really have any map control here. They wanted the pivot, but they're going to go for the reclear themselves. Aftershock salvos up and around as the smoke into the face of Zek, and he's spamming, spraying, praying. With the Sentinels, no one's hearing them. Still 3 versus 3. TP up into the spawn. What the hell's occurring here, Kiko?
Oh, this is wild. Is he looking to try to get a timing on John? Is he just trying to pull players towards him?
John's only got a judge, just sat down into the pit.
I mean, you say only got a judge. I wouldn't want to walk in there.
That's very true, but
they're going to try to pinch by the look of things. Kiko's calling the rest of his team back over to this pit.
40 seconds.
They still have drone to work with. They have drone. The drone can inform a stun from Patty. And Kiko,
just going for it.
I don't really like going for it before the rest of the team's in position to help.
30 seconds left.
Sentinels are so split up there.
And this is so slow from Liquid.
Yeah.
Tally-ho in mound, guys. You gotta go forwards.
Might be going right into the maw. John QT, Judge in hand, salvos. A misstep, a gap, but they're spamming it. Almost the expectation of it. Only 13 seconds left. They're going to try and get themselves into this. Highlighted!
10 seconds left.
And turned into paste!
The snipe on the snake bite at the end. What are they doing? Why aren't they Tejo droning that?
Yeah, it's a confusing one.
They have drone so that they can stun the Viper when he breaks it, and then they have Kiko on the flank. Why are they contact walking all the way through Mound and then just spamming into the pit and then running in there? What is going on in Liquid's comms there? I think that is a hit the red button moment. Kaplan's like, yeah, well, we'll take those, I guess.
We'll take it.
We will take those. All right, so Team Liquid are going to hit the panic button, as I said. They've gone for a tactical timeout. I don't think the fact that it's dead even, basically, is actually a worrying sign for SEN. They need to be putting some clean air between them and Team Liquid on this map.
Horn's not quite broken here. Nice setup. Over towards A. Zelsis going to be praying that they walk straight into this one, but it's just Camo as well, trying to absorb a bit of it. Thorns are down, so it reveals the hand that the setup has moved around, drifted. 5 players grouped up. Team Liquid, they don't really have anybody they can pivot into in case things do go wrong over towards the A hit. And now, oh my god, they're trying to jump spot and bait this wall out. Narrate and Zelsis have stepped up.
First time that this defensive setup has been tested with the Vice over here towards A, and it works perfectly. John's also there, ready to collect this pivot into B. And all of this information allows Bang to push out. SEN playing this round very nicely.
Yeah, and the wind is taken out of the sails of these Team Liquid players. They were hoping for faster tempo up, and again, back to the drawing board. Old classic and all reliable, which is contacting all the way. And speaking of contacting, Bang is getting constant information. He's clearing up the question marks across the map. Barrel spotted out, but I think he's just missed the mark on that one. And yet, Camo is going to be missing his head too. This is Sentinels putting the squeeze onto these players, and they're just making it look like child's play.
Oh, Narrate on an individual level has been having some rounds. There's a player that if he steps up, could make all the difference for SEN. I talked earlier about how SEN are not the dominant force that they were in 2024. But one of the reasons, I think, is that they're still trying to find their rhythm with this new roster. They're trying to settle people into roles. Narrate's looked his best when he's been playing the Fade. He's been looking decent when they played Lotus in the past. But you can get more from this guy. I know you can. I've seen it before. And if he plays up to his potential, then that could add a real extra bonus to how SEN are performing.
Yeah, maybe the narrative of SEN heating up over the course of these tournaments. Waking up from the slow starts might not be a fake one.
They need it.
They do. A bit more spread though from Team Liquid. Last few rounds have been all in over towards A rubble.
Fake rubble control, fake mount control, sorry, here. So Camo, he trips the trap. This is perfect information for the rest of Liquid. They can start accelerating over towards A. They're going to know that the Vice setup is over here, and they've already interacted with it in the prior round. So there goes the clone trying to bait out the wall.
We'll do just that. It's going to be triggering it. Up and away we go. Hold on, that cage. Probably not intended for the top of that one.
Not where that was supposed to go.
Now we're seeing it. Rolling Thunder. It's going to cleave its way in through the side. The rate is cleaned up momentarily. He felt like he had to take a fight there. Push forward, past the smoke on top of it. How the hell are you whiffing that one? Almost the open sightlines in time, and the Armageddon's going to be clearing them all the way out. Zelsis, he can't even escape it. Not the ire of it. And the advantage now lies into the hands of Team Liquid. One player up. Forward into the position, Satchel up on top. It's a high ground perch. Potentially the play around here and still unable to win these fights out. It's Nats and Kiko, full control, and Bang's left alone to pick up those pieces in a 1v3, and that discipline shines through once more. You can see it. Smoke into the face though, disrupts the play. And still no swing from Paddy, he's waiting for it, but straight through the smoke. Safe hands from the IGL.
That's how Team Liquid's composition is supposed to work. You see that when DRX run it. They have the Yoru play on the opposite side of the map to the rest of their team, walk forward, disrespect, and if there's a trap there, if there's any danger, you teleport out and you trigger a reaction on the opposite side. This time, baited that mound trap completely, and this Teho ult is fantastic. Look at that. It's almost impossible to dodge if you're deep over there. I guess you could run towards pit, but that's exactly where the rest of Team Liquid are hoping that you go. Lovely round from Liquid.
We're right back into the next final round of this first half. Dimensional drift that was earned, so Camo's getting a lot of info, and again, that fake pressure, fake presence, spots out of two players.
He's going to see this is the same defensive setup as before.
Line stun connected onto him, I think, actually, and Camo's going to be falling. Defense was necessary from the rate. Protects his teammate's life.
But it's another good call from Nats. They put a load of pressure over towards A and just walk in B. They're not going to think about this time.
Well, John, he's got his crosshair trained on it. Yeah, expecting it. At this point, Team Liquid, you know that they end up trending into that. When the going gets rough for them, a lot of walking around, but they at least have a plant down onto the B side, but these retakes from Sen, in particular, have been pretty nice in Sublime. We're seeing it at the Nightfall. He's going to set the stage and a bit of spam as well. Augments this push coming through. The Haunt just cannot be dealt with. It's all on the shoulders of Nats. Too much to overcome there. So 7-5 is a finish for this first half. Sentinels, the question is, are they going to be happy enough with it?
They certainly cleaned up the play. Those last few rounds were actually pretty good from both teams. But Sen with the advantage because they won the pistol. I think another one would be really nice for them coming into the next.
Had it with your old phone.
You've seen Team Liquid anticipating what looks like they're thinking this round's going to be a B exec, I think. They've got 3 players, 4 players in that kind of area, ready to run a trap. Yeah. This might just be to find the lurker, though. Because Zelsis was alone at the outside of B, they might be just looking for whoever's alone, and that is Narrate, but they've missed the timing.
Yeah, and just giving up on it entirely now. Kamek. Ooh, wait a second, he's missed a few of these players. Gate crash. Instant reposition here by Camo. Seem to have realized at least that this is going to be leaning over towards it, especially now with the drone being utilized. So getting a bit of a move on, rapid approach up through the top, but there's a gap into the side of the smoke, and Kamek head clean off. Plant now down, nothing to sway this one, nothing to push this one back, and Camo even traded into the process.
Good trading, good teamwork from Sen, and the Thorns are very difficult to get through.
The jump spotting here, Sen have got full control over towards Heaven. Essentially the entirety of the site. Fault line's a good connection though. Hold on. Paddy swinging wide. Nats has found his own! And they have gotten away with murder!
What is that from Nats? He's sat inside the Thorns. Bang swings around the corner and goes through a right click. Rough.
And if you're Sen, you can't be losing that.
No, the utility was great though from Team Liquid. But you're right, in the sense that it's a 3v4 and they have full post-plant setups. But Zekin completely got caught. Patty managing to find 2 without a trade. We were just talking about how good the trades were, and then Bang's not really able to get the better end of Patty, who took down John Cutie at the back. I was all ready to say Sentinels might end up winning this map off the back of double pistol, but here we go. Got a very serious game. Team Liquid again with another kind of trap setup. Trapping over towards the C orb this time. They had Paranoia and they had Stun ready.
Bloody hell, what a misplay. What's going on there? I mean, the trip just tangling up all of these players, and the goal for Sentinels was really just to get onto the B site. Nats, though, shoring up the gaps. Double face in the end, and it's a beautiful shot from the raid, at least to return that fire, but not going to be so lucky that time. Definitely did some damage to Team Liquid, but my God, bit of a scramble in the beginning.
Heavy damage. I mean, it's actually very similar to what we saw in the first half, where SEN came into their attacks, the defense bonus with a low amount of weaponry. I think that's going to be pretty similar here again. Just an Outlaw and a Bulldog save. So decent shots from SEN. Yeah. And Team Liquid, again, going to go for another trap. They're kind of just picking an area of the map and making it impossible for Sentinels to go there. And it's a complete gamble for SEN. They don't know where the trap is. It could be rubble right now. And Bang might end up getting caught, but in fact, as we can see, Team Liquid stacked almost everybody C-mount.
Deep mount controller from Team Liquid with the drone and the push through. There's a lot of info, and you can see Camo's like, okay, well, I'm going to be sure to reinforce over towards the A site.
Here comes Zelsis re-clearing.
And he doesn't... Oh, wait a second, the time is kind of missed onto this one. And in the danger zone, Zelsis! Oh, I mean, he's just picked to pieces. Bonus round conversion. Highly likely at this point for Team Liquid. They are in full control. Going to be walking, waiting. Oh my God, you missed a TP onto that one. Just the slightest of gaps, but all good. You have 55 seconds to work with. You can slow this one down. And John, cracking shot. He's opened up the side potentially. All the setup's going to be going down. Camo, blind as anything. Snakebite at your feet. Flashes around. A Horn too much to deal with here, but he has been lit up. And there it is, swarming into the positions. Everything accounted for. Wonderful salvage of the operation here from Sentinels.
Straight onto the clone.
Yeah, take that. Cover going out. Kiko's got to do it all with a ghost in hand. Don't think you're going to be finding same missteps from Sentinels into their post plan. In fact, very much willing to give up a lot of the space here. The C's is going to be missing. Dodging, juking. All eyes on Kiko. Too many players to really try and take down. So the rate getting cheeky. It's a three-piece into the round for him as well. So it's an ult earned up with the Nightfall.
He is currently being the X factor for the team.
Yeah.
Zekin gets caught. Zelsis misplays this situation pretty badly, I think. Just completely running forwards there. I think he must have anticipated he was being pushed from B, but Narrate saves them. He's 15 and 9 currently. Almost top fragging in the server, only Nats above. And he's bailing them out of situations. He did a bunch of damage on the previous round to keep the economy honest of Team Liquid and now helps sail it through. He's got the Nightfall online.
Sentinels all grouped up, shoulder to shoulders, 5 of them, and that's going to be that stun connecting. One's going to be taking that bullet to the head, but Bang now wants to try and take that fight. Takes down the counterpart while he's at it. And the Nightfall now, clearing the way. Even a potential path into the A side, but as that nade rebounds, Carrick is going to be forced to respect it. Slow down a little bit. Patience inserted, but still the shots landing. Kamek wins it, and that defense is in order here, but still backs to the side. Second unleashes. 2 left to stand here for Liquid. Trying to get in here a bit fast and loose, and even the armor getting committed out towards the tail end, but choked out of the sight entirely. This Team Liquid stepping forwards. That's smoke in his face. Bit of util to help him with the push, but it's all being watched for. No missteps.
And a save from Kamek by the look of things. He doesn't want to go for the 1v3. He doesn't want to charge up Zekin's ult any closer. Huge double kill from the fearless entry player of Sentinels. But also, from a team strategy perspective, this is the first round where we've seen Liquid's setup at the beginning be exactly the same spot that SEN go for. So we've seen them try to trap B on the pistol, they trapped C in a previous round as well. This was a trap on A, but it didn't actually find the value. They're going for a bit of a re-clear. Or actually, they were just trying to hold rubble, I think, as well. They throw the salvos out very early. Kiko goes for the paranoia, but he doesn't throw a one-way rubble. So when he takes the duel, it's just a straight-up fight. He's not advantaged. Ends up losing it.
One enemy remaining.
So if that's what Team Liquid look like when you go into them, maybe you don't have to be too worried.
Maybe just seeing as well, I think they're difficult getting this off, but there's still chances for them to come back into this one, so they're not going to want to let it slip at least for now. And you can see Sentinels gearing up. A bit of an A-rubble fight, clash and a brawl. We will be getting it. Blood will be spilled. Fault lines, snake bites, absolutely everything. Nade into the corner, but Zekken happy to lay claim to that space. Paranoia delayed. A flash is dodged. Satchel out and away. And the bullets flying forwards. How the hell is Sen surviving? And the deep push from that. It's a reaction from him. He's taking risks on it. He's going to be hearing it. The scurry of footsteps. Maybe buying info and time for Kamek. Getting into position, but he's got the util out into his hands and the stun. At least with that connection. The response and the peeking out of the smokes and the angles.
There.
Team Liquid crumbling.
Here comes Nats.
From the side. Picked up a gun in the process. Anybody watching this one? Oh my! Had to be snappy. John's just wrangling that rifle around to make sure that there is no funny business occurring.
Liquid are trying to fight at the start of the rounds instead of working this A-Rubble as a re-clear setup. And I think that's one of the reasons why they're not having as much success with it. Of course, this was an eco as well. But I think if they try to bait Sentinels in a little further before triggering off all the utility, save the fault line, save the salvos, they might be able to catch Sen.
Yeah.
Because these rounds were destroying Sentinels in the match against DRX. Zekken one away from getting his ult online. So that may end up being a serious focus for Sen here.
Team Liquid going for a push straight down, up the gut, in through mid. That's a fault line to trigger, but that was off of Kiko's contact, and he's already fallen. Camo, you don't want to overstay your welcome here, even if you've got the get out of jail free card. Sen could be happy with this one. Slow it down a little bit. You're in control now of the situation with the open and pick.
And Zekken, of course, still with the showstopper. It's going to be super difficult for Team Liquid to hold on. They want to fight forwards before Zekken can get in position.
I love potential. I mean, just body spotting out wide. Flash is dealt with as well. And Camo, oh my, he's doing it all. Still, showstopper in the hands of Zekken, but he's cleaned up. Tried to sit nice and pretty into the cage. You can't escape the eye of Nats, and that neural theft is going to be pointing it all out.
The spike is committed. Sen have to go for this. Does Nats
through.
even realize?
Didn't even connect. What a shot. Bang to be the savior in that spot. Picks up the spike, 40 seconds left to play with. Kamek is left reeling.
It's a 1v2 where Kamek does not have very good information. And John, if he gets the plant, can play around the Viper's pit. It's a bit of a weird spot. Like, you don't know whether you necessarily want to commit the ultimate. And Sen are taking a risk here, but just because of the time they have to run into A. You can't clear all of these angles. If Kamek was tucked in some corner and had gambled correctly on the A site, maybe this could all be over.
I mean, they're very lucky here at this point. There's going to be, what, like 10 seconds left? There was salvos in the back pocket of Kamek. If he was here, could have just single-handedly won the round out, but wait a minute. Hold on. Is that going to be a kill confirmed? Not quite. A little bit too slow when Kamek was that far away, and the pit's even just being used to try and secure this round, but Kamek's all the way up into their faces. Decay damage kicking in, but he needs to isolate these fights, and he just can't get it done.
Sen get to 11. Off the back of what was a very scrappy brawl out here on C. The breach shell almost made the difference. Zekken catching a glimpse for a moment of party tech there. But Camo, unfortunately, just getting roasted inside the snake bite. Kind of the final hour here for Liquid. They've got bad economy. If they lose this round, it would be over. But they've got enough to be able to get rifles, at least online for this round. One final hurrah to try to defend and keep things going.
Very much all in. Last hurrah sums it up nicely. Full committal by Liquid. Paddy has to hold down B! Crosshair placement is just impeccable! Zekken is rinsing him, man. And that's steps wide up with the Guardian in hand. I mean, it's just wild sprays at best.
The blind is dead.
Team Liquid just being cut to pieces.
They've been hit with a haymaker at the very end. What an entry from Zekken. That's the kind of quality, that's the kind of form you want to see from this guy. Camo, Nats, trying to save. But they haven't even got Phantoms and Vandals. They're saving Bulldog and Guardian. It's rough.
It's the bottom of the barrel. The only chance they've got to try and maybe scramble back a couple of rounds, but this is going to be sent up to 12. Money flourishing, man.
Couldn't find a better round for Zekken to get the double kill on the entry. He was so sharp with those shots. That's the kind of stuff that Sentinels have relied on ever since he joined the team. He's an incredible player in those spots, those moments.
Zekken going hunting. Doesn't take a gun away. Does just that, one step closer to the ult on top of it.
That's going to put another bad weapon of some description, Bulldog Guardian, something like that, in the hands of Team Liquid. In fact, I mean, we can see the eco here, but Kiko looks like he's going to be going into the next round with no armor.
Yeah.
So that's the value of this final kill that you're watching. On top of that, Sentinels on the attack side have Visalt to be able to work with. I mean, Cuba is feeling good about that one.
Here it is for Team Liquid again. It's all or nothing.
And once more, stun salvos used at the beginning of the round instead of trying to use them as a trap play. Are Liquid really getting the value out of having this mount control?
Patitech is solo pushing up here.
Yeah, but at least he's the Omen that can teleport away.
Wait, he's a minute. He's the breach! And well, listen, opening kill for them. Spotted out the information. The Steel Guardians even keeping a couple of these Liquid players tethered to the spot. It's a mad dash, though. Running around, and a lot of chaos being sewn into the mix here by SEN with the door opened wide, making it feel like it's A, it's C, they don't really know. It's twists and turns into the round, and Camo is forced to offload this ult just to get the information. And now it's all going to be revealed as well, made to look like a fool. Still, setup is here. It's playing off the side anyway. Salvo's up and through. No one to play off this one. Primed and ready are Sentinels for any sort of attempt at a flood attempt, but actually, as I say that, they just leave a massive gap into the back still. Doesn't matter. All the players are Liquid toppling in the end. Decent show of things from that, but nevertheless here, Sentinels.
Dash setup. So you flash, you recon, you smoke bottom mid as well. And the idea is that Camo should be able to get kills through the smoke onto SEN. Zekken can try to counter this by getting into the smoke as quickly as possible. And I said they were going to do that. Actually, they're contacting down here.
Set up, man, and blood is going to be pouring and taken. SEN managed to salvage it ever so slightly, just stopping it, but still, Patitech is hard committed into the corner, and look at that, head on a swivel, there is that defense in order. And return on the fire there by Team Liquid. Happy to supplement the fight.
Different setup, slower setup as well, but it also probably made Sentinels feel like that space was safe for them to walk into.
Yeah.
If there's going to be mid-aggression with 4 players, 5 players in there, you'd expect it to be off the rip, not 6 seconds in, meeting them in a brawl like this at the bottom. What a great start for Camo. He's someone that did not get online at all in map 1. He got destroyed. In terms of first duels, he was 1 and 4 as well. I think part of that is just going to be not as comfortable playing Lotus, being asked to do a lot.
Not being set up properly as well, because as they mentioned, don't have a lot of reps on the comp, right?
You're expecting him to look a lot better here in the head-to-head against Zekken.
Early signs of life here for Sentinels, though. It's all in towards the A site. They'd love a plant as well to keep the money flowing at least. And they've got open access to the side at least on that. So John will commit and stick the plant, but they don't have guns. They don't have a player advantage either. Time fight to be taken, but yeah, I mean, Narrate just not quite ready for that one, is he? Swinging around here, both players locked in towards the back of the site. SEN quick to crumble, but it was an eco.
This is the first time that we've seen the follow-up round after the pistol, though, be clean for either of these two teams. So Liquid are going to have an opportunity to do something potentially aggressive on their bonus round. Try to catch Sentinels off guard. And there's plenty of places that you can do it. You can do A main aggression, you can do B main aggression like we saw from Kong Kong in the finals of Champions. You can do that flash and dash with a recon play that I was talking about that I thought they were going to run on the pistol. Tons of different places that you can try to get set up to throw a set play out of the strat book.
Deep dart, Camo looks like he wants to maybe walk up off the back of it.
I think this is going to end up being like they're faking some kind of mid pressure and trying to walk out A.
The dash is active early from Camo.
Yeah. Dashing into the vent after they break it. I haven't seen the team do this before.
It's interesting. Roundabout way of potentially taking heaven control up through mid, but Narrate obviously aware of it.
He's been so good with the first duels today. 4 and 1. I think make that 5 and 1, I assume.
Racking them up here. The picks, Sentinels. Bit of a scurry now, maneuver over towards the B site. Stars down, orchestrates. Be a hit over towards it and the drone spots it all out. So getting the information off and the counter spam. Picture perfect, isn't it? Ensures the control of the round is going to be held down to SEN here.
John's 2 away from having his ult online. He could be the player to go and try to hunt for a kill or something.
Celsius. Oh, flash into his face. Luckily, anti-flash positions played.
It's really nice positioning actually from Celsius. You're anticipating them going aggressive through that smoke. And so he's trying to tuck in close to it.
Yeah.
If they're ready for what Team Liquid are throwing at them on this map, this might really change the feel of what we're expecting on Abyss, because I got to admit, I'm coming into this one expecting dominance from Liquid. But credit to Sentinels, they have been able to get wins on Abyss. I was surprised at their success against G2 when they played it domestically in Americas.
Yikes. That sucks.
With all of that being the case, Camo has now managed to pick up the big boomstick. Enough money for it. Not a lot of options for Sentinels to deal with now.
Now that they're running the Taeho rather than the Sova.
Yeah, normally you'd have that Sova drone, but they're sighted here.
Looking to try to clear places out, maybe break a trip as well. Nats has also showcased in some of the regional games on Abyss an idea of running a deep cam, kind of where Camo is currently playing. So they have multiple different ways that they try to hold on to mid control and mid information.
Cleared away and now getting a bit of a move on. The second few bullets just tagging on to Zekin, slowing him down, and that dart is not dealt with. So Kamek, good value to be had. Drone now going to be offloaded, but Sentinel's not trying to slow down here. They want to try and brute force into the site. It's going to be hard. Same could be said about the retake of Team Liquid unless they get a few more kills. Still, they have that player advantage. Sambo's in through the back. That's going to be flushing one of the players out, but no one was ready actually for that. Celsius. Challenge going to be incoming potentially any time now, and there it is. Got a lot to do. Stun, good connection, slowing these players down to a crawl. These Cloudbursters cannot save you there. Locked out of the site, narrate, close quarters, combat! And two heads taken clean away. Kiko, no choice but to scurry away.
Sen look very prepared against Team Liquid's retake style on this map. We already saw in the prior round Celsius tucking close to a smoke, anticipating a flash through. This time John would stun out, just ready completely to counter Camo as he was trying to get through the back in spawn there. I like that. Good positioning from Celsius in both rounds, tucking up somewhere aggressive. And another factor to all of this has been present all day today. Narrate is the X factor right now. He's the player that's turning up bigger and better than what he's been able to demonstrate before. He's really struggled playing Omen on this map. Even when the team has found success, he's had, you know, when we listen to the comms at various times, Narrator sounded frustrated. On the defense side, his job is to pick up this weird mid-gap that he really struggles with occasionally. But today, top of the scoreboard, 6-3, or play inside smokes on site. We won't see the adjustment for this round, but keep all of that in mind as we go towards round 6.
We go for Team Liquid here. It's weaker money across the board, but he does have the hero rifle. Might be getting what he wished for, honestly. A lot of players running towards him.
That teleport from Narrate is a really good counter to the flash and dash recon strat that I was talking about earlier. So if they had gone for that in this round, Narrate's already up, teleporting inside the smoke with a flash. That's not intentional, but it doesn't matter. Zekin will do it. There's no danger here anyway.
Might have been faking it out, I'm not too sure.
I think he missed it.
Yeah, well.
I'll give him the credit though. Yeah, he was faking it.
Yes, of course.
Great fake.
That's with control up towards heaven. That flash in your face. Got to respect that one. Backing away. This is Sentinels just hoping they can poke and prod. Find a few stray pieces. Team Liquid themselves, though, moving up for the fight and bang. He's lucky to be alive there. 5 HP, but as long as he stays alive, a lot of danger is going to be removed from this round.
Zekin's got to make sure he doesn't fall.
Spike planted.
Right into the spawn.
I don't know if he knows, but he's found the perfect timing there past those players. But
Chips in the night.
they've also passed him.
Oh my goodness. And it's all quiet. There's no sound cues to try and signal. This one still grouped up, lined up, and Celsius mowing them down. Camodo responds, but he wasn't expecting that word, eh? Stabbed in the back. Zekin in the spot. John QT to finish.
And into the next round, really key rifle round. This one coming up is what Lohan took the tactical timeout for. Team Liquid need to stabilize here after 3 in a row from Sentinels. And the problem is, Sen have got the ults. They can just decide to charge forward here with some kind of null command setup. Armageddon for post plant. This is really difficult for Liquid to hold on. What's the adjustment look like? Not really. They're not playing for mid, but they're not also putting the cam in mid. So there's going to be a little bit of a gap there potentially. but it's more heavy anchoring kind of setup from Camo and Paditech on B at least.
Salvo sent flying. Purpose of that is just to break the doors.
And also, Nats in spawn, the purpose of that to avoid the null command for Zelsis, but he's basically out of the round, isn't he, until this KOL gets used.
Really consider the Teo salvos being used like that, but it does essentially force Kamek to keep a watchful eye through mid. The door was broken right off the rip. Flash through to re-clear through main. No one home from Team Liquid, but they have players towards the back of the site. Now that no command Armageddon will be used in conjunction, see if they can carve out a path onto the side, and not anticipating it. What a beautiful position to play in by Kiko. Nats, he's straight into the fray, dropping down and away in a reaction. And distraction is all that is needed.
What a great adjustment there. What a perfect play coming out of the tactical timeout. Instead of playing that retake style, they flood in, they get aggressive, and Kiko, even though he wasn't able to use his smokes, he plays around the opponent's cloudburst, tucks in,
Perfect position.
isolates the angles, and Zelsis, he thought he was clear, he's wandering in with util in his hand.
Down A. One enemy remaining.
Good job. Nice.
And that's what we wanted to see from Liquid.
Get out of my way.
Straight back to it though, and Sentinel's not slowing down whatsoever, are they? Drone to lead the way, up top, Blade Storm in hand, Zekken slices and dices, but finally gets his target. Drops him down, 70 HP left, Paranoia connects, but a lot to deal with here. Wait a second, still the open box with a cloudburst into the back. That signifies absolutely everything. Return to the fire, Paddy's there. Equivalent exchange, but still that player disadvantage for Liquid. John with the plan, he's alone onto the site here, giving it up almost entirely. Just the Sentinels playing off. John's got to be a bit of bait for them. Maybe if he can pull out some of that util from Liquid. It's a good anchor smoke as well for him to play around, but Nats is fully aware of this one with the shorty. Yep, skipping a hop. Straight into his face. Still, only 2 players left alive now, and Team Liquid have got a lot to do. They're up left again. Revealing positions, but everybody dropping. And speaking of dropping, Nats with a perfect lineup. The damage done. Softened up the rate. 4-piece for Nats.
What a beast! What an absolute beast Nats is! He saves his team. His calling's been spectacular on the attack sides, and all year this year, he has been pulling out multi-frag rounds just like that. He hits him with the Red Bull clutch in a spot that, I mean, the double kill.
Yeah.
Out of the back of the smoke dissipating is pure vintage Nats Phantom Spray control with 2 targets lined up. I think he was anticipating the trade coming earlier on. Eventually takes down Narrate. That's a round to pull out.
Yeah, that's beautiful work. Right when they needed it too.
Head scratcher for John. How do we lose that? And Sentinels are going to take the tactical timeout after the Red Bull clutch.
He does do it all quite well. Haven't seen too many examples of it in this series, but you know, he does adjust his setups for really aggro information with his cams sometimes on the defense. To give him that edge, I imagine, with his calling overall, but no change in play for Sentinels. They want to run it right back at Liquid once more. That's okay. Well, Cloudburst went miles up and over here. Suppression across the board onto a multitude of targets. Team Liquid, it's all been slowed. Causing a bit of concern for them still. It's a flash that doesn't really quite connect, and the refight is sublime! Team Liquid! Flawless in motion.
That's a brawl, that's a team fight. Sentinels thought that they'd managed to get an option in there. They tried to double swing it. Zekken came around, danger there, around the cliff at the same time as John swung through. But there wasn't really any utility going back onto these guys. The rest of Team Liquid were able to fight with 3. Caught them in the crossfires. Kaplan is not happy about that one. I think he'd be expecting at least a flash to come out from Zelsis to assist them.
I think it was. I think he missed.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Brutal.
A little bit too far back past the box where the players are perched up, but for now, look towards round 9, and this is different from Sentinels walking forwards.
This trip has been here pretty much every time, but you don't have a shock dart to go up and break it.
The downside's running the Teo. You could commit a salvo for it, but TP up top.
Kamek has been inside vents basically every round.
Chance for a fight. It's Kamek and the Rate. They spot each other out here.
They're very solo, Sentinels.
Yeah, into the danger zone here. It's individualistic. Updraft the movement. Second barely alive. Shredded to pieces in the process. At least he didn't give up the kill, and now putting the squeeze onto these B players. But as you said, it's individualistic and a little bit uncertain from Sentinels. Paranoia sweeps forwards. Nade. It's going to be rebounding. Ult popped off, but well, the gun just wasn't out. Couldn't have anything to play around here, and Camo, he's on a bit of an island. Doesn't really know where these players might be. Still damage done. The Rate from the side. That's a bullet to the temple of Camo.
Kamek's on the flank though. He's coming around deep from B main. I don't think they're thinking about it yet.
Sentinels, they made a call though to flip the site entirely, so they might not even have to worry about this one. If they can try and force that fight out, and now they're going to be aware of it. Paid the price in blood with Bang going down, jumping through. And the gun, well, Utah was just pulled out there, so it's an instant trade-off. The Rate wins his. The most important fight that he could possibly do. 6 bullets left, and the dad is dealt with. They know where the last player is. It's planted for him on top of it. Kamek, defuse, sticking, half! And the head just poking up. It's enough for the Rate to work with. And a Red Bull clutch at that.
He's been so good today. It really makes all the difference for Sentinels having him come online.
Down B.
We were looking at a Smokes v Smokes matchup here, thinking, well, Kiko, he's been on fire. He's been a top 5 player, arguably, heading into this event. But it's all Narrate right now in terms of the Smokes impact on Abyss. Not that Kiko's having a bad game either, by the way. But it's just Narrate is finding them openings, he's finding them clutches. He's helping keep Sentinels in a game where Team Liquid otherwise are pretty favored on this map.
Sentinels looking to run this one back again. This time they have an abundance of ults. All going to be utilized here. So Armageddon's going to be forcing Camo out of the fight here. Salvo's up through Heaven as well. There will be no swing occurring. What just happened? How has that happened? What just occurred? Team Liquid gifted a lifeline, but Senna trying to batter their way back into the round.
You can't win a round where 2 of your players jump
Gotta
off the
see a
cliff.
replay after that, but still, they're fighting tooth and nail. They don't want to give this one up. What a blunder, or possibly an outplay. Yet to be seen, but the round has been slowed down all the way through.
It's got to have been a blunder. They must have body blocked each other. They must have body blocked each other in midair. There was no assist. There's no trip there. There's no bullet tag. I think that's just a straight up beef.
Mad dash here from Zelsis. Trouble is, Nat's full setup, still active, still alive. And a double push down mid. John might not be long for this world. He's making all the noise into the world, and the creep in forwards. Can't even isolate a fight. Leaves it to the 1v3. Zelsis has been tested. Pushed in positions before, but winning clutches. The past has been a rarity for him, but he needs to isolate at least one of these fights. Team Liquid are not giving him anything. Cam was still up, getting that info, and yeah, instantaneous is the trade. Reciprocated. And I gotta see that replay, man.
Yeah, we've got to see what happened
I gotta
there.
see it.
I mean, what just occurred? Sentinels lost not just 1 player, but 2 right as they were about to run their execute. What is going on here?
Oh no.
They body blocked each other. They must have done. Yep, they both went for the jump at the same time.
No.
And that's brutal, man.
There's a wry smile on the face of Narrate, but he knows what rounds like that can mean.
Yeah. I mean, the suppression coming through as well. Zekin couldn't even use the updraft to save himself in that spot. How do you pick yourself up after that?
It's a gift from the gods for Liquid, isn't it? Mana raining from heaven, along with 2 Sentinels players.
Here.
Slurp it up. Similar play seen from Sentinels before, but last time it was individualistic. Here's a no command. It's going to be emanating out now.
Nats has caught the timing.
Out onto the side, Paddy from the side, and that's still active, still kicking, and so is Camo. In through, they cannot get this guy out of here. Finally removed from the fight and the fray, but again, open sightlines up through the top, and that's a wide swing. It's relentless from Liquid. They can sense it as weakness in the air from Sentinels, and they're just putting out right now. Team Liquid happy to stamp them out.
That's brilliant identification from Nats. as Sentinels ran basically the exact same round a couple ago, ended up in that B split. Nats identified that this round was exactly the same as soon as they broke his trip. I mean, he's taking this timing around behind Narrate super quickly and calling for the full rotate of everybody into the B split. This is what the difference looks like when you know this kind of hit is coming. That's what prep looks like.
There's Rapid once more here. There's no slowing down. Last round of this first half of Abyss. The SEN hit. Really brought to a crawl. It's a dart up into the face as well. The dash. Oh, he's just trying to find usage out of it. I mean, Zeki being forced into the fight once more. Out through into main. Kamik, not expecting that from the side. Oh my. It's odds and ends. It's scraps from Sentinels that they managed to bring into this one.
And it's a great teleport from the Ray. Deep onto default, getting himself into a position to use the Judge. They've salvaged this.
They have certainly. Still, Ray hasn't found a rifle into the process here. He's got a Judge out back. And Heaven's not watched for. Yeah, he has to just jump out wide. No one was watching his back. I felt like he was forced to make a fight! You cannot drop the ball like this. Nats, defuse, sticking, smoke in his face. He's got that safety here. Right clicks with the classic, but Arm's been hurt. 5 bullets left. Bang! He had to deliver. And he certainly did when his team needed it most.
What a sick way to end the half there for Sentinels. They managed to recover this round with bad weaponry, and it all looked like it was going wrong up until the end. Bang, what a demon.
Similar scenes to that first map that we've seen, 7-5, but listen, can Team Liquid drag it back to stay alive in Bangkok?
Just how clean their executes are on their attack side. If they find a weakness, they are gonna hammer one of the sites over and over and over again. And right now on the pistol, there's nobody B at all.
Open side here, and up through mid. Around, no noise made. Maybe an attempt to catch Nats here with the trip going down. It actually does signify quite a lot, and they want to double face him. Yep, SEN cleaned him up. IGL out of the picture, but that fast reaction is called for, and Team Liquid are going to be taking the space over towards the B site, getting that plant down. No pushback, and another player themselves. Team Liquid, they understand the necessity of risks. You're a player down. They'll try and take the fight up close and personal. Camo, he's got the one, dash forwards and back and around. Camo, too much to overcome. It's nice in the micro. SEN getting a bit of a move on. 2 left to stand. Kamik, Kiko. What can you do from this spot? Finding your ones. Tapping away with a ghost in hand. This is it. Discipline and aim at its core. But it leaves it down to that 1v1. John QT, just 10 HP to work with. Kiko, jump spot. Shot doesn't land as well. It's an impossibility. And Kiko somehow just finds that light at the end of the tunnel for Liquid.
That's a monstrous clutch. The 2 players doing so much. That's the kind of Kiko that you've been seeing all year in EMEA's kickoff. I love the strategy from Sentinels. I think they came out with a really nice anti here on the pistol. Hardcore punishing the normal Cypher default that a lot of the time Nats is going to be doing on the attack side. But, I mean, Liquid, this is individualism towards the end. Nice team play as well, covering angles for each other, but mostly just shots hit.
Call is made. It's eco round strats for Sentinels. Team Liquid will be pretty quickly realizing that this is going to be an open A site.
It's the wildebeests crossing the Serengeti here. They are stomping through the spawn from west to east. It's going to put a little bit of pressure on Kamik and Nats.
Definitely will. It's going to be broken here, but yeah, awareness from Liquid, and they make a call, a reaction of their own. They want to flip the site. The trouble is, plant is not really there for them. It's plant for main and heaven.
But also Sentinels have anticipated the reaction, and now they're going up towards heaven. I mean, they might end up just trying to die to Spike here.
This likely, doesn't it? Yeah, it's going to be a slow round.
Listen, at that point, though, just throw yourselves into the abyss.
Stop wasting our time.
Quite. But I mean, they're waiting for Zelsis to try to play some exits at the moment.
See if they can get at least the one. Not quite. Okay.
Imagine dying to the Spike on Abyss. Like, why?
I know.
Go base jumpers.
Dragging it out.
Maybe they're scarred from accidentally throwing themselves off the map earlier.
Yeah.
They don't want to
Yeah.
relive the same thing. Second and narrator, like, I am never going down there again. Don't blame them.
Headshot.
Okay. Clean round by Liquid. God damn it, Pook. Essentially handed to them, and yeah, bit of spam on to the body. It's getting a bit personal potentially here. A reminder, it is do or die for Liquid though. Strong start to Abyss. They've kept it going.
Ace split, super fast here actually.
It's going to be applying quite a bit of pressure now onto the Sentinels players. See if they can push them back. It was a knife thrown back and doesn't really deny the drone from sweeping through. Liquid have got that space, but it's an anchor smoke. And how do you get through this one? Nats wants to leap right in! Bang! Bang! It's a three-piece. Can't quite manage the fourth, but honestly, it's a miracle in itself. And it leaves it just down to Kamek. 1v3 scenario. Plant stuck. Reese wants the money for his troubles. The drone's going to be spotting him way out there. And he's removed from the picture.
If Sentinels somehow win here on Abyss, they'll have Bang to thank, I think. The 2 rounds that Bang has given them have been massively important. Got them round 12 to make the half doable, and then has stopped the bonus round in its tracks there. Nats makes a call to jump into the smoke together. I think Camo was not only just a fraction late, but I think he also got caught by a flash. And the timing just didn't work there. It was a nice call to double up into the smoke. But slightly delayed spacing, and Bang tears him to pieces.
So even footing, round 16. Guns in everybody's hands.
I'm wondering if at some point here Team Liquid are going to call a bit of a slower round, because one of the biggest problems that I was seeing with Sentinel's defense in America's kickoff was this gap over towards mid. They don't have the Sentinel, so there's no trip, there's no cam, but also they were just leaving Narrate to just kind of hold it as he is in this round. And if you pressure Narrate out, it creates a lot of timing gaps. SEN was struggling with that, and I feel like Nats is the perfect player to either call around it or just find his own lurk timings around it. He's one of the greatest lurkers we've seen in the game.
Bit of pressure though. Now making their way over towards B. Team Liquid hoping that they've pulled players from Sentinels that they can anchor over. Maybe make the B side a little bit more weaker. It's a lot of util as well, yet to be expended, and now, okay, trying to send it, but right into the bullets. And the open arms here of Zekit still. It's exchanged. Good return of the fire there by Nats. It's in TP though. Let's see if they can see this fight occurring. Nats is the one who's trying to take point and contact right into the fight once more. Spraying it down, John! My God, man! Still. Tries to retreat, tries to escape, and Zeltis just walking straight back in. Picks off Kiko. Kamek once more left in an almost impossible scenario. And impossible is where it will stay.
Dead even that round though, up until Zelsis was able to get the win against Kiko. That's a massively important duel that you would honestly normally expect to go the other way, right? Kiko's just been so good for those 1v1 scenarios, and Zelsis comes out on top. Every time there was a kill though, immediately traded. Like for example here, they barely spot a glimpse of each other, but Nats manages to get that one out. The double kill from John as well though deserves so much credit.
Oh yeah.
And Team Liquid have bad money now. This map has not really played out how I was expecting. I seriously expected Team Liquid to be getting a bit more of an advantage in these fights and causing a lot of pressure through mid on their site execs. SEN have done a great job holding on. And now they've got a chance to make a serious game out of it. Tie things up.
Exactly. For Liquid, there's no slow spread of players here. It's very much all in over towards the A site. All grouped up and they've been slowed down once more by the knife. They've got a lot of players and a lot of bodies ready to receive this one. Open arms into the fight that is taking place. And the flash into the face of Camo still. Hunter's Fury. It's going to carve and cleave its way into the side, but Narrate hears that TP. It's going to be calling that there could be a playmaker inside that smoke, and almost adjust the aim in time. Spam was necessary, and Zeltis able to clean this one up. Paddy, rifle picked up into the upgrade, but so much to do, and not enough resources at his disposal. This is Sentinels now, essentially in full control.
The last 2 rounds Sentinels have had a 3-player stack on the site that Team Liquid has gone for. They're getting the right read on where the exec is going to end. And they're also rotating very quickly to reinforce these positions. I think Team Liquid need to get Nats activated on the lurk. He's following them in the midst of the site execs. You see him here, entering. He's got to be lurking.
Nice, let's go!
I think that's got to be the way that you punish the fact that Sentinels are stacking the correct air. Feeling great for their chances to be able to make it through the playoffs.
It's early days yet into this round, but just from the glimpse of it, Kiko hold on to the paranoia. Not going to be able to use that anytime soon.
How many caught there? 2, 3? I don't think Paddy Tech got seen, so maybe only Kiko and Camo. They're expecting something through mid. I mean, they are thinking ahead already that out of the tactical timeout, Nats is going to try to be lurking mid. There are 3 players watching it.
Bang. Isolated as a result of it. Here it is, TP's off and around to the side here. Bang! There's the challenge flashing up and over. There's a dart on top of it. It's too much to overcome here. Players weren't in position. As you mentioned, Sentinels were anticipating a mid-play. Slowed down a bit now, though. Zekken with the operator in hands. It's going to be awkward to try and play this retake, unless he's gifted one, which he is. The deep peek by Kiko does not come up with anything at all. Team Liquid, it's an aggro hold out towards the back! And god damn, man, I mean, Zekken, he's not slowing down! Alongside his team, the Blades whistled away. Kamek with a chance, potentially to contain! That is unbelievable!
The multi-frag rounds coming out from Team Liquid. Nats earlier on and Kamek now. They should not be able to find the opportunities to do this kind of stuff.
That is what they needed.
Player
It
standing.
felt like the operator had found its value. The trade from Zelsis late.
Enemy remaining.
John with a bit of a whiff and Narrate was not in position. Both trade timings too slow. And look at the frustration building over there. And that's only from 1 round being lost, by the way. SEN, other than that, still pretty much in control of the half. And their ideas worked. They read the fact that Nats was going to go for the lurk play. Here, do they read this?
Oh my, the dart reveals it. Kiko steps forwards, it's coverage. An equalized, at least by Zelsis, up and over the shoulder, but you've removed Zekken from mid. Leaves a massive hole in the defense of SEN. They are seeking to reclaim a bit of information, a bit of space, going to be gathered, at least with the drone being broken. And the rate, time to shine, son!
Down mid.
Armageddon is the cherry on top. Not quite necessary, but listen, that was primed and ready before he got the 3-piece.
And they did just lose a 1v4.
Surely.
Then there's nobody looking. He is not looking this direction.
Camo, snappy. Good adjustment with the spray, but now he's revealed his hand and the position at that Narrate. Backing himself around here to pull and a flash. Spike is in no man's land. So many things that have to go right, and it's just not happening. Not tonight.
The side's completely flipped there. It's Team Liquid that come out with a really good set play. Their macro ideas, brilliant to be able to open that up and create the gap in mid. And individualism, the multi-frag round. On the side of Sentinels instead. Narrate, the player that's been, in my opinion, performing the best for SEN so far today. Streaking out ahead with a really important round. Just as he was looking frustrated coming off the previous one too.
Yeah.
Not allowing his emotions to affect his game, or at least negatively affect his game. Powered by rage.
Yeah. Slow going by Team Liquid here. The money's not good.
Yeah, the eco's
Dart up and
terrible.
over. This signals the hit's going to be coming through. Oh my god, Zekken, he just couldn't quite survive there. Put the dash out to the fight, but Camo locked on. Player potentially spotted here. There's Bladestorm still, and he's hopping, skipping up and around, and Narrate finds himself another one. Paranoia sweeps back and away. TP to safety, buying time for the rest of his team to get back in. John, he's perched up onto the high ground, and Kiko rips his head clean off anyway. Decapitates from that position. It's a 3 versus 4. The gun advantage for Sentinels, but that might not matter at all. as Team Liquid start hitting these shots. Hard committed, up onto the site. Team Liquid already one step ahead, trying to play around the Cosmic Divide. TP up and away. Paditek, he's got walkabouts. He's running straight into the Amazon Rivers. A Biden moment potentially, but listen, SEN are all over this site. He's grabbed right behind, but the Classic cannot get it done.
Sentinels navigate the chaos to draw us level at 10-10. A difficult round. Team Liquid made them sweat. But as the rifles come back on board, I feel like this map has been constantly both teams making adjustments to what the other is running and trying to anticipate what the adjustment is going to be before they even go for it.
One enemy remaining.
We already saw the round where they took the tactical timeout, Team Liquid, and Nats went for the lurk. That was caught by Sentinels.
We're doing it. Let's go.
Bit of self-belief. Nats is in mid again.
No emphasis placed though by Team Liquid to try and get alert going. Slow going for the first 10 seconds. Drone once more. Right from the back, and it does tag.
3 players ready to fight this. The Team Liquid keep going into the stacked site. They have really struggled to find the weak one.
Great spots it. Can't get the damage in, but okay. Well, dashing forwards into the smoke. Can't really survive that one. Too much spam occurring. Hunter's Fury. Kamek, he's desperate for the connection, desperate for a kill to potentially help his team out. And well, okay, flash up and over. Bang trying to play off it, but we'll be going straight to the grave as a response.
Spike planted.
Delta's peppering away. Hoping he can get a few of these tags onto these players.
2 Cliff, and the salvos are going to connect.
And here it is, pushing them out wide into the open still. A lot to account for, a lot to contest with. Sentinels leaves it down to second. And with the tap, fades away. Smoke in the face of Palitek, not to be denied that kill. It's just these players in this server, man, they're taking time, taking their own turns to turn up.
Yeah, that's a massive 4K for Paditek. He had 6 kills before the start of this round. He almost doubles them here, playing in a really difficult situation too. The ideas were not bad from SEN. They had a flash there for Bang to try to swing out, and then they knife to see if anybody's Cliff, and because they are, they double salvo. That puts Team Liquid in bad positions.
Good shit.
But Patty still delivers. Gets the 4K by tucking around behind the salvos. And Liquid take one more step further towards sending us to bind.
Praying for it. Bit of spam second. Dash to get the hell out of there, and a speed up called for Team Liquid. Want to hit the go button.
This is the weak site, finally. Nats has discovered it. They're not
getting through.
It's all right, that was just a teleport.
TPs, but you're right into the sight line of Zekin. Tracking the money, he's lucky enough to do that damage as well. He's found himself, his team, an advantage.
You'd expect Team Liquid to go for some kind of post-plant aggression here. They've been doing it every time they're down players. Does anyone follow the drone? Oh, they're all just playing off-site apart from Kiko. I mean, he has got to be the hero here for Liquid.
Knife tags one. Knife tags one. That was Kiko. Tucked up onto the site. Immediately dealt with. 3 players left to stand here. Liquid, once more, are going to need a miracle. Util already expended, and this is it. Send a swarm in the site. Full control. Up and over it. Bang. Sticking onto the defuse now. Dart. It's barely even a warrior to the back of their minds, and the bullets need to rain down and find that connection. But it's a little bit too much. SEN just raising up walls in front of Team Liquid. And look at that string of rounds on the timeline, man. It's a sea of green for Sentinels on that defense.
God, the opening kill on the Camel is brutal. Team Liquid needed more ideas in the post-plant. They just ended up falling back, and SEN are super happy to play retakes in those situations if you give them all the time and all the space. 11-11.
Put the Nikes on.
Very chill, very cool there. Nats and Paddy have only got classics, Sheriff to be able to work with, and they're finally doing something through mid. Team Liquid have not done very many of these slow, defaulty kind of rounds. I'm not exactly sure why.
Bang.
Because it's working.
It's caught in transition there.
Here.
He's hoping to retreat back over towards Heaven, so open and pick for the way of Team Liquid. Drone. Paranoid up! You're taking a peek and a wonder. Narrate. Very much alone.
I mean, this is going to be a thrifty here.
I mean, it definitely is. Zelsis now He's entirely isolated and he's going to be squeezed at a moment's notice. They've picked apart the defense.
This was too easy. As soon as Team Liquid put a couple of bodies in mid and tried to split, they've destroyed Sentinels. Stop doing the execs, guys.
Almost comes back to, maybe you should just play mid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying.
It brings them to 12. It's been a weird map of Valorant just in terms of where the momentum's lied. It's felt like SEN just had it in full control, even though Team Liquid were dragging it ahead by a few rounds, thanks to the pistol rounds they managed to pick up. But with this,
we were actually thinking, if you want to take things back to what we were discussing on Lotus, we said a lot of Sentinels need to be good here. They need to have some clear air between the two of them because it's their map pick. I think the same could be said here. The fact that Team Liquid are getting pushed so close on a map that they're 4-0 at, and Yitsu was talking on the desk about how Team Liquid look like the best team in EMEA on Abyss. Well, there's only one round in it right now, and we're in the final round of regulation. We might be going OT, and SEN have a chance to 2-0 this.
Most important one to play for. 12-11. There is that frustration.
It's a tactical timeout for SEN.
Don't blame him for that. Narrate has been frying, opts into the stinger himself.
There are 3 outlaws on the side of Team Liquid.
Yeah, okay.
But only one player has regen armor, and that's Celsius.
Revealing area.
Knife out, Sliders of Jiggles. Be seeing and hearing the drone. Knife sweeping forwards, going to be cancelling that one out, pound for pound.
I didn't quite see, but I got to assume that Team Liquid also have rifles that they can go back to here, right? It was just the start of the round. Have they got? Yeah, here they are. Okay. So there is a hidden arsenal back here that allows them to play with some better weaponry.
So reaching the minute mark. There's tension in the air.
They haven't actually found any information. They don't know what the defensive setup looks like here at all, and Nats is not going to go mid. The drone fully clearing out mid, and they're going into the heavy, strong side of Sentinels again. These are the kind of rounds that have not worked for Liquid.
Flash up and over, dash forwards as well! No way! The race is a menace to society! And he's put a stop straight away to the funny business that was that exec. We're going to OT!
Team Liquid were banking so heavily on the fact that SEN were going to do something aggro in that round. 3 players posted up with Outlaws, and then they just decided to go into a pop. Pick a site randomly and decide to go into it. The execute heavy style here today has not worked. And the deeper we go into overtime, the more I'm feeling like Sentinels are going to get into the groove. Narrate has nearly dropped 30 kills. Still outperforming the Omen on the other side when Kiko's putting up a great performance of his own and has been all year.
This is all in by Sentinels. Still looks like it, and Team Liquid are going to be stacking this with 3 bodies of their own. Ready to receive. Salvos primed. Contact most of the way. Paddy's going to be holding on to that knife now. The Salvos clearing the way, at least to a degree. That's going to be suppression, yeah, across the board. You've got to call for a cancel, surely, if you're Sentinels. You've been slowed down here. It's a play by Team Liquid. Couple of centers. You have no prior map control. Wasn't a slow default. You were all into the play, and once more you're going to go for the re-hit once now. The Cloudburst at your feet, Camo, perched up high and mighty! And the crossfire is elite! Bodies topple and fall. And John, not long for the world there. Once more Team Liquid, they find themselves on the brink of getting to map 3.
See whether they can convert their second attempt at a map point. The re-hit here from SEN, they got completely cancelled out. They were hoping that the rest of Team Liquid had spread out around the map, but there were still 3 players here.
Okay, time for a break.
Nats had his Sentinel utility over towards A. They double cleared mid.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
Zekken's picked up the op here in what could be the last round of Abyss. He's hoping that he's going to be able to find Nats. He picked him through a smoke last time he brought the op over here. That's so unlucky.
Well,
no, is that there's no shot that's a lineup. Is that a lineup?
It's a lineup.
That's crazy.
We can take control, potentially, of mid. That's insane work.
That's so nerdy.
All's quiet though. Once more bang. He's been a playmaker, but what a timing to take! And surely that's it for Liquid. Celsius. No hope in hell, he's trying to spray away, but running out of bullets, and Zekken now forced to play the retake with the op. Now listen, he's done damage with this into the pass, but up close, flash into the peak. Bloody hell, even a reveal on top of it, but Camo still can't quite claim it. Spam countered up, but the rifle players just can't get it done. They can't remove this guy. Surely this is it. Tapping away, rifle aim on point for Team Liquid. And they've dominated all the appropriate angles. Kiko falls though. Taken out, Heaven still not dealt with. Player up top, Zekken, this is precise. Dashes forward to escape that Aya. Camo spamming away, up on top of the ropes. He knows the damage has been done with a shorty, but time ticking, needs to be held. John!
I don't think they have it, Bren!
Oh!
I got panicked there for a moment. But they still had nearly a second on the clock. I thought that was about to be a dagger to the heart of SEN. But they did an amazing job there on the retake. Camo was so difficult to root out of these spots. But the rest of Sentinels came swarming forwards and picked up all the rest of the support staff. How's John managed to get these final two? Paddy was shooting him in the side of the head. Couldn't get it. John's on his feet.
Oh my.
John performing like a beast was one of the reasons that SEN ended up getting to where they are right now.
We're talking up Liquid like they should be heavy favorites when we headed over to Abyss. It's 13-13. It's almost like SEN are playing with house money at this point.
There's only been one blowout half in the map so far. In the match, sorry, so far. Second half of Lotus. SEN are super fast up mid here. So they've done this before, and it ended in a B split. They broke a trip that was around here. Zekken realizes it's not being placed this round.
Salvos might have been used. I'm not too sure where they placed them, but...
I mean, there's double trips over towards A as well, so...
Locating target.
Not like
That's
paranoia
just
early anyway. This is putting the pressure. Potential squeeze, but it's called.
I think this is a fake. They're faking the B split to try to trigger the same reaction out of Team Liquid, and they're going to end A.
Zekken, he's hunting, hoping. Can't quite pounce on the opportunity that was that kill in Kamik. Stands his ground, wants to hold it down on top of it. It's a fake dash forwards into the smoke, but supplementary util. Narrate is up in the face of a potential player, and that IGL up through into the smoke as well. And it's damage needs to be done. Narrate still moving forwards here with Nats crumbling. Kamik off to the side, and the timing's just so damn unfortunate. Sentinels complete control of the site, but Heaven needs to be watched for, and Zekken has got to put his crosshair onto it. Eyes watchful for it. Flash into the face, dodged by Kiko. Need a steady hand in moments like this. 3v4 for Liquid. Pushing forwards, make it 3v3. Opportunities available for them. Flashes and Util's going to be used to tap onto the plan as well. It's going to be forcing that reaction out, and the kills flying through! Liquid! Once more, it's both of these teams, man. I mean, listen, no right winning some of these rounds in the situations that they're in.
Very similar to the prior round, honestly, isn't it? Team Liquid just get given the space on site. I was looking at Narrate to be the player that made the difference in that spot. They had a 4v3 post plan, ended up becoming a 3v3, and Narrate was positioned at default. He was denied the 30 bomb for Liquid to move forward. Really good work, holding angles for each other as they slowly took space on the retake.
Good job. Nice. Incredible.
And you got to see there in the coach cam, Lohan calling the tactics. Players are not robots.
It begins.
Starting to see how much this tournament really means to all of them. There's many players in this server with a chance to lift a second trophy. Liquid though, one goal at a time, I suppose. Staying alive seems to be the first priority. They're doing a good job of it, but they got to convert here and now. It's a high-low setup. A lot of damage done here to Zekken, and now turning up the heat. Straight away forwards, the raid! Sky not willing to give up that space still, the trade is intact. That's just spam straight through. Flash even connecting, Zekken has got a lot to do, 9 HP though. Narrowly avoiding depth. dodge, maneuver, players maintaining control of all of this, and that's been cleaned up, spotted, out through mid, crosshair placement. It's perfection from Zekken.
He's just played a difficult situation so perfectly. Kamek, he won a 1v4 earlier. If he could get a 1v3 to complete Abyss, his team would be sitting pretty.
Already, the net tightening, and Zekken just plays the round to perfection.
That's masterfully done. He's on such low health. 9 HP the whole time, playing around this spot. Narrate also has been in every anchor position, playing a beautiful game. But the amount that Zekken was on an island once the other two fell makes it particularly impressive.
14.
Notice how Nats is actually taking super late timings if he is going through mid.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because he's worried about being cleared, as he has been in previous rounds. And then when he takes a super late time, and he's got to win the fight. And he just doesn't quite there. It really hasn't been the value on their attack side that I was expecting. As Sentinels pulled out a really beautiful mid-take into the B fake, into the A split, the last time we saw them on the attack in round 27. They just couldn't quite close it out.
Sound was again used by John. It's going to break open the door.
But they didn't break the trip.
No.
I think they're trying to fake mid pressure currently, and Nats is just going to know that this is a lie.
Still, keep one eye trained potentially. Did the door not break? Why is Kamek so hard committed onto this angle?
I mean, Nats is around heaven.
It just seems weird in case they do just contact up past it. Now, okay, here it is. Challenge. Kamek. See if he can stand this test, but okay, no, just backs himself away. It's a bit of a stalemate call from both of these teams, and players working themselves up through B. It's a dash play, fast. At that, flashes to accompany. Camo wants to try and draw some blood out of some of these accompanying players. Now SEN, they haven't sent a spike this way. I mean, there's 30 seconds left into the round. It's a mad scramble now to see if they can supplement this one. Gain access to the side, but a knife is going to be tagging them. And where are the kills? They have to be found! The rate can't quite wrangle the rifle in time to hit the second one, but it's a trade intact now for Liquid and a plant online for Sentinels. Nothing pushing this one back. Drone. Slightest of pauses. Bated breath from Team Liquid. Now starting to make their moves, and Kiko, he's delivering. It's already 2 for him. Look to do a bit more damage at that. Smokes into the face of these players and just lined up for all of them to topple. Team Liquid, they can spam the last remaining players. Elsis did not stand a chance in hell here. But how many more times are Team Liquid going to be finding themselves on map point?
It was a smooth, controlled retake. And SEN were very late to get the spike over here. This brawl over towards the B connector, it had to come out with an effective player advantage for SEN, otherwise the round was going to be chalk. But I think your question is the perfect one. How many chances does Team Liquid need?
Yeah, nerves in the air.
One attack round is all it's going to take for Liquid. And they've just gone, by the look of things, for the gamble A pop.
Only presence through A main is just that calm knife. Oh, that's a tag onto
Gives it away.
2, 3 players.
Does anyone try to rotate though? I mean, Bang wants to just keep holding mid in case Nats takes the timing. So these players on A, they are alone for a while.
Yeah. Now here it is. See if they can find kills that they need here. Paranoia up into the face there. Zelsis cannot stand it down. Attempt to hold it down. Knife gets the information.
And no salvos, suppression.
Exactly, so no denial of this plan coming through. This is Team Liquid now primed, surely. Hunting and hoping for map 3. Paranoid sweeps, that's a dash through, straight into the back on top of it, but Bang has already been dropped outside into it. The kills might be flooding through. Feed does feel. It's up, a little bit of this teal. Narrate off to the side here. Still, it's a post plan that needs to be played by Liquid. A tap to try and force that reaction. Double faced up. Zekken can't quite land it. Smoke's finally online with a one-way and swinging wide. Not enough in time. Nats He's the one to do. Who the hell knows here in this Sentinels core? They've never known elimination in the group stage, preliminary stage, excuse me, of the global event.
Well, here, take a look at the pistol round from Team Liquid. They're going to stack 4 players over towards B, anticipating this. They've got the right read.
They certainly do.
SEN running a very familiar pistol round.
I'm going to fight us with flashes. Kick a flash over the top, Sky flash as well alongside it, but they are walked all the way up. They might just miss the timing here. Team Liquid flash up into the face. Yeah, Paddy, it's not long for this ward. Kamek swinging around and wide. He needs to return that fire. Camo over the shoulder. Bit of stray bullets and spam as the smokes are just dropped down. Advantage here for Liquid. They found it.
I've got to assume that Paditek there got killed by a player that was full blind. Nat's going to pop the wall. He's playing the weak side of the map almost all the time for them on the defensive bind. He's got this orb up at default as well that makes it pretty difficult to get nice plants.
3 players up through heaven here. Team Liquid just trying to barge their way back into the side as well, and the fight is going their way. John, drop down to just 11 HP. Bang up and over. Clean shots necessary for Sentinels to stand a chance. They slow it down with the salvos, but everybody's positions accounted for. Team Liquid start off strong here on bind. That pistol round win.
And what a lovely pistol strat it is too. You're going to see a lot of this from Liquid. Watch out for where Kamek and Paditek are playing. If they're playing on the same side of the map together, they're probably going to try to set up some kind of either trap play like this or a flash re-clear. I think Liquid currently, I'm actually a big fan of their bind. I've been watching a lot of it. I think they're probably the best team that isn't running a Vice on this map. Now the results have not necessarily borne that out. But here they've got a chance to pull out a win in a big moment.
Breaking the ankles ever so slightly here, but yeah. All good.
There.
Judge from Kiko as well, over towards Hookah. Very difficult to clear out.
All quiet for now. Bang has that showers control. The rest of his team, Sentinel's probably going to be calling for a B long take. No, they're changing their mind. Or they were going to be looking for TP options.
Coming back over towards A. Don't know whether Bang's going to anticipate that Kamek's got his number here.
The orb's up. The fuel's going to be running short, surely. And yeah, wall's going to be dropped down. Faced out wide there with the rate. That's the salvos up towards the back. Camo is going to be forced to press forwards, and with Nats by his side, it's all good. No worries.
Look at Nat's setup there again. Another different defensive setup over towards A. Instead of having the orb over towards default, he puts it short. Anytime the attacking Viper wall goes up, he's going to match the same amount of fuel on his orb. And that makes it much more difficult for you to be able to get the lurk timing down short. His Viper setups are very unique, very creative on bind. He's kind of meta leading at the moment.
Beautiful, beautiful. Nice camo.
Just like he was back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
But it's been a while since we've seen this creativity from Nats, and I think him now IGLing has allowed him to craft these setups where he calls around them. Sentinels have got to figure out what the defense looks like. He's got a wall again here, Nats, for Camo to try to take a fight.
Oh, Bulldog, damage done, kill found.
That's a brutal opener for Sentinels.
Yeah.
One of their drones has gone missing.
Got the spike.
One of their top-performing players in the series so far has gone missing. And it's so easy for ult cycles to start forming on bind. It's probably the #1 map for that kind of stuff to get out of control.
Snowballing away from you. Play it down now. Forcing his contact plays once more. Look at Nats, he's already there with a setup, as you mentioned. An exchange when it comes to the fuel timings. Just up and down they go. Nade to the floor. Bang. Just get the one kill, but Nats, okay. Just can't quite retreat there, but there's a molly at the feet, and John, yeah, very ready for that one. So good util from SEN, flushing out these players.
And a bit of a mistake from Camo as well. Does Kamek try to find a timing here? He has.
Got away in.
He's worked in way further forward than they're going to think.
They flash through. This is a beautiful timing, and yes, Elsis none the wiser. Bullet to the side there. It's weaker weaponry from Team Liquid, but they're doing decent work with it. Nevertheless, here with man after the back as well. Through the full kills. Need to be found. Bang. Trying to maintain control and composure in through the round. And swinging wide. What? It's a molly to the chest and a ghost to the face.
I mean, Kiko launches a projectile like he's using the snowball weapon. And then he hits him with a ghost headshot.
Yeah.
That should be a clutch that Bang is winning every day of the week, I think. The peak timing, there's nothing to fault him on. And then he headbutts a molly. I want to see the final kill from Kiko. How is he so precise? Oh, he just tiny little sidestep. Maybe the molly did extra damage.
Yeah.
That's brutal, though, for Sentinels. Utterly brutal. They lost Narrate at the very beginning of the round and couldn't close things out there. The timing from Kamek, the right risk take, this could get out of control so fast.
Might already be the case. As you said, I mean, Camo, as soon as he gets that ult online, he's 2 away. As it is. Vi is scrapped together. Flash dodged, but acknowledgement. That's what they were really looking for on Team Liquid side of things. Paddy's going to be getting that information. Has to back away and respect it. Here's the Boombot. Here's the dog, and it's a double drone approach in through the B side, looking to try and squeeze these players and see if they can listen. My Team Liquid! They're doing damage, but Raid and Bang, he sidestepped the damage. The bullets while they're at it, out through the back. They weren't expecting that kind of timing. Nats, he's straight in the fray, straight into the fight.
Down B.
Running a mockery over all of them. John QT and Armageddon expend a bit way ahead of this one. It's a slow ult at that. Isolates the one, but does he know where Camo is? Does he know where Camo is? The answer is no.
Nats has just done the same thing to them in this round that Kamek did in the previous. It's just taking the timing through the smoke. Kamek does a decent job of being able to get one in this situation, but Kiko wasn't able to get much more in this spot. But this play here, as Nats just walks through into backside, doesn't get traded. In fact, snaps onto Narrate.
Nice, nice, nice. Why so easy? Let's go.
Oh.
4-0. And Sentinels, they put everything into that previous round. They put attack timeout in there. They forced up. This is going to be 5-0 before we can blink. And that's even before we start talking about Showstopper and Gecko ult. This is a very rough beginning to a crucial elimination map for Sentinels.
Yeah. It's ringing at the back of my mind is that Sentinel squad, I mean, it's been potentially bespoke, built for success, and triple face down short, one way to deal with it. Camo's been perched up on those high ground angles a little bit prior, so I think they had some level of awareness. But how do you convert it past this point?
Toxins going up. Poison orb emitting.
Drone. Not broken in time, so Paddy's going to be spotted out there. Retreat back to a bit of safety, but he's going to try and hold this one down. It's a crash used in response. Detainment, I believe, potentially there.
You don't really want to fight it, though.
Okay. Coming up close. Might be where these guns thrive with a flash into your face! Rapid fire as he approached from second, but he's isolated alone, and that was just because of the mosh that was layered down earlier by Kamek. Instant TP.
Nats left the site.
And taking the pivot. Yeah, Nats is not home. Able to get the plant down potentially into this spot, but a lot of unknowns here.
They're not going to think about this, though, are they?
Sentinels, surely not thinking about it, and yeah, there's no coverage up towards the top. Attempted to trade Narrate, he's just spamming right clicks, jumping around!
That's your own wall, Bang! They're swinging through their own Viper wall to try to fight him in the chaos.
And that just puts an end to any chances of Sentinels there in round 5. It's getting tallied up here for Team Liquid after a tenuous, hotly contested Abyss.
And Nats is having so much value. He's the player that closed it out on Abyss.
Yeah.
That got them the attack round when nothing else was working, and his setups and his individual ability are taking them through to a 5-0 scorching lead in the decider.
Pit drop down, gonna be blocking off a portion
and one-way showers, a really standard setup here. And even if you do try to go fast through showers, if you somehow make it through, Camo has a showstopper.
Yeah.
So it looks like A is weak, or at least weaker, because there's only 2 players here. But how could you possibly get through? I guess you could take showers and try to pit out, if Bang wants to try that. But I think Camo would just have a field day there with his nade and with his showstopper.
Yeah, look at him. I mean, he's just holding util into his hands. It's walking, contacting, called by SEN, but how the hell do you navigate this one? Snakebite drop down as well. It's going to be a nade. They're going to try and get away all the way past this. Showstopper going wide as well. And bullets are flying, exchange, the handshake across the site. 4 versus 4 in through the smokes. Drop down, Shorty in play. Bang. Just spraying down with pellets. Camo. Drop down, sent straight back to that spectator seat. It's 3 versus 4. Creeping through onto the flank though.
Welcome
Shoulder to shoulder. It's a pit drop
world.
down as well, but this might just give them more ins. Kiko moving forwards, and second, he doesn't anticipate this whatsoever. Yeah, with a pit in their face, there's no instant trade-off. Molly at the feet as well. It's going to be locking these SEN players out and wide. Sliders the gaps, they managed to get past it, but still they need the kills, and they need them now. Straight in sight. It's a 1v2, and it's just stuck all the way. Nothing to play for there for an 08.
The value from the wingman. He's hopped on it at the end there. Little buddy getting him the 6th. The flank. Same position that Nats won the prior round from, by the way. And SEN did a great job of getting through these ults. A great coordinated play and a sick satchel outplay from Zekken to completely bait the showstopper from Camo.
Enemy remaining.
But then a nightmare, like you talked about. The Viper's Pit almost gave them a bit more of an in because the player Lamps couldn't cover short. Zekken's head's on a swivel, the pit doesn't cover his position, and he's timing, essentially. He was looking at... And they're running the same strategy that they pulled out in the pistol. Teho drone over towards Hookah, and a bit more of a fight towards B long.
Deep flash, swing on top of it. Oh, wow, ADS up with a Bulldog. Listen, it's not great, even on the best of days. Sentinels
Healing over here.
made out on the better side of that engagement there. Now you're going to see the Seeker trying to pave the way. Kiko very much alone when he's trying to make this play here. But John, do you take that peak timing? Oh my god, oh my goodness! Hit a barrel, just poked through and gave him that perfect timing. Slowed all the way down and it's pulled rotations, and Paddy and Nats, a lot to overcome. It's a TP pivot. They had no control of showers when they made this play here, SEN. There's danger. They could have got caught out, and I haven't used the drone now to clear out through short. Still,
You can't lose this to Nats. You can't lose this to Nats.
But he is the definition of a ratty player. He defined it, man. Made it popular. No coverage inside. That's goddamn.
No access to the A site. No access at all. How has he done that? They flashed, they knew there was a player over towards triple, they had the info about it. Why is nobody covering the plant?
So many gaps in the way to set a play in, and no more timeouts. No chance for Cap to hit the panic button.
Nats is 13-4, Zels is spitting out frustrated commands to the rest of them. SEN are going to need a miracle. They need divine intervention to be able to win here, because everything Team Liquid touches turns to gold.
An adjustment to the setup once more, Team Liquid. Moving Nats over towards B, deep snake bite as well. Blocks off any chance for Sentinels to get B long control. And they're creeping, crawling Camo.
Oh, Nats is inside another smoke.
And look at this position. Trade. He's 13 HP. They can't even remove this guy. Tucked tight to the corner. Another smoke to replenish. Did they expect him to be gone at this point? The answer. Listen, they're going to be getting the answer soon enough, potentially. Here's a Trailblazer used by Paddy out towards the back, and that's all respect a bit of that space as well, as the smoke will be going down soon enough. Salvos going to be used.
With the orbital strike, they still have an opportunity to scorch the earth of B.
SEN going to be trying to cut this one up now. It's all about partitioning up the sites and winning the fights out, but how the hell the Team Liquid getting away with still orbital strike does the job, does it well. Kamek runs it up close into the corner, and Celsius had to be the playmaker. He was that case still. He's brought it to that 2v2, and they're not out. Danger yet.
You just gave Nats a smoke to play
Oh
around.
dear, 14 seconds. There's no clearance into the site. You can see it. They're fighting demons at this point, and his name is Nats. Creeping round, and my God, he will not be denied.
It's a vintage performance from Nats.
Poison's off.
Kept in the cellar for a couple of years, but once you cork it, oh, beautiful. An absolute beautiful Nats vintage. And he's home, isn't he? This is, if you think back to maps that
Enemy
you
remaining.
would associate with Nats in his prime, it's Bind. It's the Bind Viper. And like I said, he's back up there. He's creative. He's finding his timings. He's calling the team around his setups and becoming a superstar IGL Sentinel, the likes of which we have no comparison to at Bangkok.
And it's all tempo, it's all pace. Sentinels, my God, Nats! This guy is relentless! They're already dead at this point! For Team Liquid! They don't give him a chance!
Book him a flight! Book them the flight! Team Liquid are sending Sen home, packing a goose egg on the side of Sentinels currently. They can't get anything to go right.
18-5, the scoreline for Nats. Double the next top fragger. Kawa sitting at 9. There are 4 players in this match who were hoping, hunting for a chance of a second trophy lift.
3 of them on Sentinels. John, Zelsis second. 1 on Liquid, Nats. 1 little Nats.
Versus the entirety of SEN society. So far, he's putting them to bed. Team Liquid, Camo perched, he sees the barrel, and it's just poking out as well. Mistakes are piling up at this point. Miracle, nothing short of divine intervention is what's needed and necessary. He's in the walls, man. He's in the walls. Good luck toppling him. The damage is done.
10 rounds on the board for Team Liquid. 20 kills in the bank for Nats. He's got a KPR of 2. Every single round he's given you 2.
Unbelievable.
And he's taking these fights, taking these timings. Lohan can't believe what he's seeing. What a gift to have a guy like this on the team. By the way, if you're an IGL, it means you don't really need to frag that heavy.
Yeah.
Low frag and IGL's quivering at the sight of this game.
That's doing it all as an outlier. The only Sentinel IGL at this event. It's domination. There's no room to breathe at this point for Sentinels, honestly. I don't even want to talk about chances and ins for them to even come back into this series because...
They haven't looked close.
No. The timings are getting missed. Trades are off. And they can't get a handle on Nats himself. As you mentioned earlier, I mean, it's looking like he's in prime form. Rolling back the years to the Gambit times.
Team Liquid have realized that if they went for a push like that, it's exactly what Sentinels are waiting for, but at some point the clock is going to become an issue. And when the clock becomes an issue, that's when you don't clear corners, that's when you don't have the time to have people backing you up. The re-clear, almost there for Zekken. Nats again with an opportunity.
Camo's here to play spoiler. Oh, the rocket denied! It's a beautiful drone. Gets the suppression off, but it's a quick reaction! Lining them up. And my God, blink of an eye. Zelta's even going down a second, bloodthirsty.
They finally shut down Nats. Popped his pit, got run down. They threw bodies at the problem. Kiko, I beg you don't win this.
I mean, surely, Sen, there's got to be no gaps here. There's got to be no gaps, and the swing comes through off of the sound cues, but Josh, I ain't gonna sell you a distant dream, mate.
No. I mean, the most huffed up Sentinel scope in the world couldn't give you faith in any level of a comeback here. Because also, once Team Liquid go to the attack side, Nats' setups are just as good, by the way. Just as creative. Running attacking walls that nobody else really is.
There.
Zelsis, you saw in the replays, trying to be that emotional anchor for the team, but dire straits. Despair here for SEN.
They've left Nats to cover the A site on his own.
Back to the side here, the flash does not connect. As you said, they've left Nats alone. He's practically a one-man army at this point.
Team Liquid still getting really active.
Oh, no way.
Really aggressive. No. They thought about going for a sand push in the previous round and decided that's exactly what Sentinels were waiting for. But Kiko posted up here is giving them full information. Do they clear this? Because he could get one.
They do. I think it was the smoke that kind of spelled it out there.
Well, now, as soon as there's a player pushed up like that, you expect the rest of B to be free. Nats does his fast TP play.
Brady just can't win out the duel there, facing too many players. Tango with Plant. Has to go down here by John. No contestation, but it's a rapid play at that. Look at it, footsteps maneuvering. Team Liquid, they want to get straight back into the fight in the fray in second. Is eager. Drawing blood earlier to set the tone of this round at least. Round 12, okay, Nats should not be favored there. Hopping up, and the playmaker himself, listen, backs to all sorts of these players. SEN are just not ready for it right now. Wingman scatters forwards, and look at the squeeze they put on him.
Nats again. 2 big kills in that spot. Kamek also controlling the flank. Team Liquid have every angle shut down, every moment. Liquid, with Nats at the helm, dropping 22, have just put a wrecking ball through SEN City. Realize this is almost certainly your last moment to have any impact in Bangkok. What a performance from Liquid.
They don't want to slow down. There's a bit of pace behind this with Liquid. They will be going into a variety of players. There's util into the hands and the rate.
They've run this pistol round before, double flash through Nat's wall.
And he's trying to go for this one here. And Zekken caught to the corner, back against the wall. It's a bloodbath. The paint in the A site in it.
Beautiful setup. Sentinel's not ready. They looked like they had some kind of idea that there was going to be a short push going on. Well, they couldn't stop the double flash play.
2 versus 4. But John just can't quite whip the ghost around in time. This is Liquid on the verge. Absolutely unreal stuff. Zelsis, time is ticking, son. The hourglass running dry. It is do or die.
That's the case of the entire match today. Elimination games, do or die. And it's not with a bang, but with, I don't even want to say a whimper, a flattening that Sentinels are exiting here. Liquid look immaculate on bind. Every idea that they've had, every timing they've taken has worked to perfection. SEN are going to force. What else can you do in a spot like this? But Liquid are going to be aware of it.
Absolutely have to.
Going back to the normal wall here for Nats. Allowing them to go for double swings and take the fight with a flash. They're so aware.
Putting the wall up as well, just spotting these players out. Tucked to the corner. Instantaneous smoke there from Zelsis. Liquid set their sights over to a different direction. Bang jump spotting, doesn't see anything, and the walking from Team Liquid might be finding the weaker side.
We know that Team Liquid love to contact. Are they just going to try to go all the way up here? Catch,
They
bang?
hit a jump spot. They're pre-aiming it.
Beautiful.
Not long for the world. And this might be it, the impetus. The first death blow of many. Wingman sent in, Salvos to deny this one, but the plan will go off without a hitch anyway. Kiko follows through, star player removed. Team Liquid Aiming to send Sen City home. The rate swinging wide, but he's just one man.
Attackers win.
And it's on. That's leading Team Liquid forwards.